Hey guys, Tina the Critical Virgo. Welcome back to another Fragrance Fridays. And today we have another one from Mancera, and it's another one from the Wild line. This one's Wild Cherry. One of my personal favorites, but it is a very polarizing fragrance. So if I had to pick some quick words to describe this, I would definitely say it is a syrupy, gourmand, tart, sour cherry. Heavy on that. I put a lot of emphasis on that. So know that. And then we also got some powdery citrus vibes going on as well. Let me give you guys the notes. So in this one we have a top of black cherry, bergamot, and lemon, and then we have a mid of iris, jasmine, patchouli, and heliotrope, and then we have a base of white musk and vanilla. So a lot going on. Well, not a lot going on. This fragrance, I want to say it's more on the linear side. It does transform just a little bit, but it's not anything to really write home about. If I had to describe the opening, I would say that it smells like, okay, I really flip-flop between the two, okay? Some days I feel this smells like a super sour, sweet cherry candy. And then other days I flip around and say it smells like cherry cough syrup. Really kind of depends on my mood and how I interpret it that day. The thing that's really going to be a determining factor on if you even want to try this scent out is how you feel about cherry fragrances. Now let's be real, I've never put my head into a bag of cherries and I've never eaten a cherry and said, oh my gosh, that's what cherries smell like. It's like this fake scent. It's just synthetic. So, you know, really depending on how you feel about that. There's a ton of it here. It is like the most dominant note, rightfully so. What is the name, right? I also get a lot of, obviously, citrus. Citrus always stands out in the opening and it always kind of fades away a little bit, which is exactly what it does in this fragrance. That goes as it typically does. I don't get a lot of the patchouli in here in the opening, but I do notice like a floral component. It smells more along the lines of the iris and jasmine that's in there. Heliotrope, I don't notice it in the beginning. I really don't notice it in the dry down either, I'll be honest. And vanilla, I think it kind of gets muted out because the cherry is so dominant. It is like a cherry bomb, a cherry explosion in your face. When it dries down, the cherry, it does settle down, but it is still supremely present. After those citrus notes kind of like fade away a little bit, I really get more of a creamy vibe to it, and that's where like that vanilla, I'm thinking maybe the heliotrope kind of comes out in a little bit too, but I don't get anything, because I have some heliotrope, predominant like heliotrope based fragrances, and they're very almondy. I don't get like any of that here, not at all. It's more of that powdery type of like white floral type of vibe. But yeah, it's like a powdery almond. No, I don't get a heliotrope. I want to say it's that iris and that jasmine really coming through. I don't get a lot of like a patchouli at all. I wouldn't classify this as very musky either. And I feel like the vanilla just kind of like rounds this out and softens up that cherry a little bit. And I'm going to say that because I'm going to tell you guys about one of my favorite layering combos in just one second. But the vanilla does mute out that tart, sour cherry. And I know this to be true because I love to layer one vanilla fragrance in particular. It's another Mancera. It's their black vanilla. I love to put, and I don't put a lot of this because they're both supremely strong. So I literally just go about maybe 1 or 2 sprays on my whole body, and then I'll come in with the wild cherry for about, you know me, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 sprays. So we're about 8 sprays total, which, yeah, we are a scent bomb. We are a scent bomb. And that's probably why my fragrances last so long, because I just put so much of it on. What else do I have to say? I always carry like little paper around with me and I take notes throughout the day. Oh, I would say it's a unisex fragrance. And I know I said I'd stop talking about this, but I feel like I have to just kind of warn some of you. It is a unisex fragrance. All fragrance is unisex, but I feel like most people, if you wanted a good description of how this might wear, it's more akin to like a typical feminine fragrance. This fragrance does remind me of somebody from my childhood. I think that's another reason why I like it so much. My mom used to have people come over for Bible study, and the lady that used to come over our house smelled like this. So it has kind of like that church lady vibe, but I love it. Let's see. Oh, one more thing to mention about the layering combo. So it really depends on the vanilla you choose here, obviously. Mancera's vanilla, it's I mean, highly synthetic, highly just in your face, right? But it makes this smell like the most delicious cherry candy. But I'm all about that vibe. So just know that. I think for my next Fragrance Friday, I'm going to do a video on black vanilla because I've never talked about it, and I'll go over like, I don't know, maybe 3 of my favorite layering combos there. I do like to layer this a lot. I actually prefer layering it than to wearing it on its own, but I'll tell you guys why later. Let's see. Pricing on this. So it retails for $180 for that full-size bottle. But it has been around a long time, and if you've been in the game long enough, then you already know. You can find it discounted to death. But I'm not going to give you guys places to go. So go where you gotta go. Projection longevity. I mean, even if you spray this once, it's just a bomb. It goes, it travels. People will definitely know that you're there. You can leave a room and this will be still lingering around. That's how strong it is. As far as versatility goes, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say this is probably one of my least versatile fragrances. Because there's a lot going on in here that people can find annoying, cloying, which would be like their term of offensive, or it could be just very irritating because it is supremely potent. So if you work in an office, just be mindful of that. I think I'm remote now, so it doesn't even really matter, but if I did work in an office, I'd probably wear this most for like date night, girls night out, or you know, just in my own personal free time, but definitely not to the office. As far as season goes, I feel like most people gravitate toward this in the cooler months, like the winter, because of how thick. This is a very thick, cloying, syrupy fragrance. It's got a lot of punch to it, you know. It's definitely not afraid to stand up to those cold winter days. I can't see a lot of people running for this in the summer because of how thick it is, and just having it here, it's just in your face all day. I don't mind that. I live in Florida. I'm used to it, but it's super sweet, and you know, it's a very polarizing scent. So if you sprayed it on and you made the commitment for the day, this is one of those that if you wash your skin, it's not going away. It's staying there. So know that, which leads me into blind buying. This is without doubt not a safe blind buy. The only exception to that would be is if you're very familiar with how Mancera fragrances are and you're just okay with pretty much anything they put out. So definitely try it out. It's been out long enough that you could totally buy a sample. You could probably even buy like a used bottle off of somebody who made the mistake of blind buying it for super cheap. And if you don't like it, sell it on your own. Pretty much all I got for you guys today. Like I said, next week I think I'm gonna get into that black vanilla, so if you have any questions about that you want me to address next week, put them down below. If you have any questions about this, you know where to put them. I love hearing from you guys. Until next Friday, bye.